Christian beauty said you, this door is open to you. Let's be silent, come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together, come love the abuse. This door is open to you. Come on in, come on in. Pardon you, whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist, Jew. This door is open. This door is open. This door is open. This door is open to you.
To want to spend some time with us. If this is your first time joining us in the sanctuary, know that we see you, we appreciate you, and we thank God for you that you took the time to be with us. If this is your first time joining us online, welcome. We feel your energy. We are so glad that you are here. My ask today is that we all recognize that for whatever reason, from time to time in life, we find ourselves standing in the void. And so today we are going to be taking a look at how do we cross over that threshold? How do we get from where we are to where we want to be? So I'm glad you're here. I look forward to sharing with you in a few minutes. But right now, I can't wait to hear the announcements of what else is going on at CSL Visalia.
Good morning, everybody. Maria just lit our light. You can see it down here. That's lovely. Thank you. And we have some people we haven't seen. I have never seen Kathy. She was here back when Reverend Sandy was here. So any of you who were here back, welcome. Yeah, welcome her. And Gaitha is back here with her, and we haven't seen her for a while. So nice to see people here today. That's wonderful. So, and we've been having technical problems, so just bear with us. I think it's working now. We're not going to have a song slide, but you know this song. When we get to the congregational song, you'll do great. Okay, let's go to the first slide. Cool Cats. This is a great concert we're having here in 2 weeks. It's a flute concert by Tracy Harris, and any of you in classical music know that she plays around the world. She's a Yamaha performer, and she has this wonderful flute choir that includes 2 members of our symphony, our local symphony, and those 2 wonderful players are retiring after this next April concert, but they're going to be playing here with us, so it'll be nice to be able to see her then. So we have tickets. We want to sell the place out, so we want to sell 100 tickets. So it's going to be a fun, you can tell by the flyer, it's going to be a fun concert. There's going to be drums and a piano and other things too. Tracy will have her bass flute here. So there's like 5 or 6 or 7 different kinds of flutes. And they'll be here, and it's going to be fun. So please, after service, buy some tickets from me, and maybe take a few extra that you can sell to friends. We really want to sell out the house and make a great time, because they're doing this as a fundraiser for us. All the funds will come to us, and so that would be wonderful. So don't forget, buy tickets. Our goal, this is probably maybe next time will be the last time I put this up. For the last several years, we've been meeting our bills because we had COVID money and we had some large donations. Well, that money is gone now. We raised a little bit money from watching the pluribus at the Kinshu's house. We raised a little money from Kevin's wonderful concert, but we can't sustain ourselves on that. We're down almost $2,000. You can see here, our pledges for this year are $4,800. We need $6,500 a month to pay our bills. And we have very few bills, but that's part of it. So we're hoping by next week, which is our annual conference, to somehow raise that, either with more pledges, increased pledges, or whatever. So think about it. Think about if you can give more or find a way to give more. We're always looking for great ideas. So next week, so anyway, this is our goal. Next week is our annual meeting. I hope you'll all be here. It's a potluck, so bring good food. We'll start with food, and then we'll talk about where we are financially and what we're planning. Because Reverend Jack is retiring at the end of the year, and we've been working on figuring out where we're going next. Can we afford to keep the way we're running now, or do we have to go to a different model? And so we need people here with ideas, with money, with your spirit here. Also, we're still looking for board members. If there's anybody here who's interested in being on our board, we have 3 openings. I mean, we can add 3 more people to the board because right now we're at a small number, and we can use other helpers that want to help. So think about it. Gwen's here. Gwen's our president. If you're interested in being on the board, talk to her after service. And the last thing is our vision board. So a few of us were in a 40-day prosperity meeting. I finished and was so excited about it, I've started again. I'm now on day, I think, 14 of the second time through. And I don't know, it's bringing me good things. I don't know if it's bringing stuff. It did bring an idea that I think we're still going to be able to do to raise some money. But out of that came a vision board. And if you can move the camera so that we can see the vision board here over here, there you go. Can you zoom in on that? And Gwen wanted to add choir. One of her visions for us is to have a choir, Hope's Choir here. So Gwen right now is going to put it up on the board. And if you haven't brought anything today to add to the board, look at the board after service and see what your vision is to bring to the center. And bring it next time so we can have this full when we're doing. And Gwen, tell us the other thing you're going to put up there. Your magnet. She's coming. Okay, so you can see what's on there right now. And here she found this great magnet to put on.
So this week I had the pleasure of being at the CSL conference for the 2026 year, and they were selling magnets. And I bought this one. I was hoping that the frame around the vision board was metal. That's why I brought the magnet, but I'll find some place to put it. But it says, on here it says, "A lot of money is flowing to me now. I welcome it and I use it for my good and the good of others." So this was for the vision board, but I don't have a way to attach it. But it's still in our minds, in my mind.
And I'll turn it over to you.
Well, now it's my turn since we're at the end. So we will move in. I have to grab my script. Excuse me very much. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. And it's such nice to see such new faces, people that we don't see all the time. This is wonderful. I'm glad you're all here with us, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day and continue to have a good day. So we will move on now. First thing we have is our mission statement, which will be put up on the board, and we can all say it in unison, please. Center for Spiritual Living Visalia is the place everyone comes together, connecting in love and learning how to create abundant, joyful, and peaceful lives. Thank you. Now we'll go to our first song. Well, in this case, second song.
It's a beautiful morning. I think I'll go outside for a while and just smile. Just taking some clean, fresh air, boy. No sense in staying inside if the weather's fine and you need the time. It's your chance to wake up and plan another brand new day. beautiful morning. Each bird keeps singing his own song for so long. I've gotta be on my way now. No sense in hanging around. Gotta cover ground. You couldn't keep me down. Just ain't no good if the sun shines when you're still inside. Shouldn't hide. Still inside. Shouldn't hide. Still inside. Shouldn't hide. Whoa. Ooh, oh. There will be children with robins and flowers. Sunshine caresses each new waking hour. Seems to me that people keep seeing more and more each day. Gotta say, lead the way. It's okay, it's okay. Lead the way, brand new day. Gotta say, gotta say, gotta say. Oh, oh. Ooh, oh. Beautiful morning. Ooh, oh. It's a beautiful morning. Ooh, oh. It's a beautiful morning. Ooh, oh. Oh, oh.
Well, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, used to love that song. I haven't heard it in quite a while, but it's such a fun tune. Thank you. And it is a beautiful morning. We had a little rain last night, and so it's not hot today, but it's very comfortable and it's a beautiful day. And we all need to look at it that way, no matter if it's raining or snowing outside. It's always a beautiful day, right? So we will go now. Our Science of Mind teaches we have 13 principle statements. Each week we try to choose one that works with the message of the day. So today's statement is on the wall, and I'd like for us to, on the monitor, and I'd like for us all to read it together, please. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God, and so it is. We will now have our diversity quote, and that is from Carol. What's that slide? I'm sorry, hold on. It says slide. Right, that's what I was saying. It's that our diversity quote is going to be Carol Greening this morning.
Thank you, Gwen. I'm going to do a little side trip into our spiritual mind treatment process. As you know, our sweet little Coco Kinshu has been attending our center for many years. She has picked up some of this Ernest Holmes stuff, like spiritual mind treatment, and she explained it to me. It goes like this: love is all there is. I am surrounded by that love. I am surrounded by loving humans who share their love with me. They care for me and generously give me everything I need. I give thanks for water, food, snacks, a cozy warm bed, walks, and snuggles. When I have owies, My humans take me to the vets. The humans at the vets are amazing. They help take away the owies. I am so grateful for my humans who give me everything I need. My heart overflows with gratitude. I feel so joyful. I release these thoughts into the universal law of love. I declare it is made manifest right here and right now, and so it is. And if you want to know a little bit more about what Coco's thoughts are, I want to tell you that Coco has also not only been studying with Ernest Holmes, but also that great, great wise one, Yoda. So I have some more to share with you later. But now I want to go to a story that caught my attention in the New York Times. You see, usually I get up here and I tell you about some historical person. I've talked about that lady during the Civil War that was keeping an eye on what the generals were doing. Last time I talked to you about Shirley Chisholm, who was well known back in the 70s and was able to overcome men who thought women weren't adequate to hold power. So we think back to all those things, but realize that good things are happening all the time around us. Don't get sucked in by the bad news, because there's good news. There's a writer named John Yoon who wrote this story for the New York Times, and I have lightly edited it and put in a couple of comments on my own, but this is mostly the work of John Yoon's storytelling. We have here a story about courage, loyalty, and persistence in the face of severe troubles. And that's just describing the dogs. The humans were pretty terrific too. You could say that this is a story about what to do when things fall apart. Jessica and Molly, her black and white border collie, were hiking in the New Zealand rainforest just a few weeks ago. The New Zealand rainforest is a beautiful area in the backcountry of the South Island. Jessica suddenly slipped at the edge of a cliff and fell about 180 feet into the base of a waterfall. She floated downstream 65 feet before she could stop herself, scramble out of the water, and press her personal locator beacon button. And because of that beacon, she was picked up and rescued. And I don't have details about that rescue, but it must have been incredible. Because she was so fortunate to be found with that beacon, because she was bruised and bleeding, but fortunately had no broken bones. Rescuers airlifted her out, but Molly, that beautiful dog, was nowhere to be seen. New Zealand's emergency services focus on rescuing humans, often leaving animal rescue to others. Jessica had no immediate way to find Molly. Some volunteer rescuers heard about the situation. A woman named Ms. Newton, who runs a helicopter tour company with her parents near where Molly went missing, wanted to help. If it were anywhere else, people would have just gone out on foot. And because of where she was, it was going to be a multi-day hike into some of the most gnarly terrain in the world. I haven't heard that word gnarly used in a long time. So it must still be in use in New Zealand. Ms. Newton's dad, Mark Newton, had flown 3 separate times over the valley, but he did not see Molly. Ms. Newton said, "I had a gut feeling that Molly was still alive. But a search flight costs about $1,370. The small family business could not keep absorbing that bill, exacerbated by rising fuel prices due to the war in the Middle East. So she turned to Facebook, asked for help and donations to support the rescue efforts. In one day, about 160 people donated about $6,600, and people also called to volunteer. Georgina Duval, 34, a thermal imaging specialist from Christchurch, which is in North Island, New Zealand, who is trained not only in using that thermal imaging camera, but she's also trained in veterinary nursing and flying helicopters, and she was one of the volunteers. Sorry, I guess I stapled it together too strong. Georgina took her camera and drove more than 4 hours with her camera to meet Jessica about 35 miles north of where she had fallen and lost Molly. Also, a helicopter crewman involved with Land Search and Rescue, a volunteer organization in New Zealand, joined the search. He brought with him his Jack Russell Terrier named Bingo. Woohoo, what a name. He figured a frightened dog, such as Molly, might respond more readily to another dog rather than a human. Rain kept them grounded for several days. Finally, Mr. Newton, the pilot, and his search party, which included, of course, Georgina with that camera, and the crewman with Bingo, took off. And in about 30 minutes, they found Molly at the base of the waterfall. Molly was soaking wet, shivering, and was acting almost directly under was sitting almost directly under where Jessica had fallen. They still don't know if Molly had fallen with Jessica or had just found her way there. Mr. Newton hovered the helicopter over a ragged slab of rock. The helicopter crewman climbed out with Bingo under one arm, walked to Molly, gave her a piece of dog sausage, then picked her up and climbed back into the helicopter. Their satellite phone message was, "We have found Molly." When they got back together, when Jessica got back together with Molly, she was overcome with emotion. She suddenly sat down, and Molly was all over her, wagging her tail. A vet found Molly was uninjured. It was beautiful to see. It all paid off. And so I was told there were going to be pictures, and I can't see it without my glasses. So good. Yeah, great. Great. Okay. If you needed a heartwarming story, that's it.
Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that heartwarming study. I love dogs. I'm so glad it had a happy ending. So we will go now to, we're going to stand and do our congregational song. So if everybody is able and willing, please stand and we will have the next song.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Let's do that again. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful. Let's do that again. Come on. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful. Let's thank you for this life. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for this beautiful life. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful life. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful life. One more time. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My beautiful, my beautiful, my beautiful life. My beautiful, my beautiful, my beautiful. Thank you for this day. Let's do that again. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Healing, this healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day. All right, you guys sound great.
Thank you for this day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you paid particular attention to the rhythm of the song that you just heard. And thank you for this day. Because it almost was like a repetitive chant. And I want you to imagine yourself. You're going to go back in time. I want you to see yourself in the mid 19th century. And I want you to imagine yourself that you have been on a journey from South Carolina through North Carolina, through Tennessee, through Kentucky, and you are at the edge of the Ohio River. And what you know that's on the other side of that river is freedom. And you have been on a journey with your child, your precious little girl of 3 years of age, and you're the mother, and you have gone that far on the journey. And just as nightfall was happening, just when it was safe to make that passage across the river, the scout told you that there was only room for one more body on the boat. And as a mother, you were going to have to choose whether you held your child back and the two of you waited for a passage at another time that you did not know would be coming. Or were you being the mother who was called to put her child on the boat, knowing that freedom was on the other side? Standing in that void of not knowing what to do, but standing in that void of having absolute faith that if I put my child on this boat, the universe, God will take care of her. Many a family that had escaped the bondage of slavery in the South was faced with such a dilemma. when they got to the Ohio River. And I want to tell you about a little girl whose mother put her on the boat. And she went across. And when she went across, she made her journey across the river and into an area just outside of Cincinnati, Ohio, and made her way up the passages of creeks and woods and riverways to the Greenville tract. And this little girl was alone. This little girl was by herself. And at that one night at the encampment in one of the safe houses, the scoutmaster, not the scoutmaster, but the scout who had rescued her from the south, walked up to her and knelt beside of her because she was isolated and all by herself over at the side. And no one seemed to really be taking care of her. And he knelt down and he said, "What is your name?" And she looked up and she could not answer. She did not know her name. She did not know how to communicate her name. And he reached out and he said, "You know who? I want to know who you are, little one. I want to know who you are." And one of the other 10 people in the passage said, "She's the little girl that picks dandelions. She's the little girl that picks dandelions." And the scout asked, "What do you mean?" All the way along the journey, she just kept walking with us, but she would see a dandelion and she would stop and she would pluck it. And she'd go a little further and she would stop and she would pluck it. And the scout said to her, "Is that true? Did you pick the flowers?" And she reached into the fold of her garment and handed him a bouquet of dried and withered dandelions that she had carried along the way. And he said, "You just told us your name. Your name is Dandelion." Now, that little girl went through the void. She went through with faith. She was not crying. She was not screaming for her mother. She was just taking life one step at a time. And as she took one step at a time along the journey, she saw the beauty in the journey. She saw the dandelion and plucked it because it was pretty. It made her feel good. And she went on to be adopted by the scout. But what I really want to talk to you about was her willingness to take one step after another through the void. She was not afraid. Why was she not afraid? Because the children are our teachers. The little ones are the ones to remind us that they operate knowing that the universe will take care of them, knowing that what is next is going to be something that inspires them. They have that innate trust that we sometimes as adults take from them. So I want you to be inspired by her story. I want you to be aware that you can get to such a place as you traverse the setbacks and the disappointments and the fallen expectations and all of those things, that you can stand in that void and be assured that what is revealed to you will be for what is your highest and best. I want to bring it back a little bit more to our reality. Many of us have gotten that phone call and had a person on the other line say to us, "I'm coming over, we need to have a conversation." And as they were on approach, your whole being was like, are they going to break up with me? What is this going to be? What is about to happen here? You intuitively know that whatever message they are bringing to you is going to be life-changing. You already know that you have to prepare yourself for life is going to be different on the other side of this conversation. You're standing in the void. What do you do with yourself as you're standing in that void? Some of us have been in that situation where we're hard at work at our desk, doing our thing, working on that project, and we get a call saying, could you please come to Human Resources at 3:00? Oh. And suddenly you have this anxiety. You may have heard of rumors of layoffs, or, knew that that boss that you were working with really didn't get you, didn't want to be with you. And you intuitively know as you walk down the hall at 3:00, what is this communication going to be like? You're standing in the void. You don't know yet what is about to change, but you know change is coming. You know that there's something that's been going on with your body, and it's shifting, and you're feeling a certain way, and you don't know why you're feeling a certain way, but it's concerning enough that you go to the doctor, and the doctor is examining you and taking a look at the charts. And suddenly the nurse or the physician's assistant said, excuse me, I'll be right back. And they leave the room. And you're sitting there in that exam room, and your intuition tells you they saw something in that EKG. They saw something in that blood work. They saw something, and you don't know yet what it is. And then the doctor comes in the door and has that conversation, and suddenly there's a diagnosis that you were not expecting. But just before they opened that door, you were standing in the void. So there is this opportunity. Many parents do it when, and especially in my generation and the generation shortly thereafter, their son or their daughter might have gone into the military, and you're sending them off and you're not hearing from them for many times because they're on deployment. You're standing in the void. What do you do when you stand in the void? Well, one of the things that we teach, a part of this faith and this philosophy, is that we remember that it's not about the situation, it's how we react to the situation. So we may start to immediately pray and affirm, Spirit, God, divine, what am I to do? What am I called to be in this moment? How am I to handle this transition? Show me. My ego doesn't know. My mind doesn't know how to cross the threshold of this void that is in front of me. I can only surrender to the void. I can only surrender to the moment and have a faith, a trust, a knowing that wherever this takes me, I'm going to see it for my highest and best, that Spirit has a plan for me. I can survive this. I can make this journey. If this relationship ends, I'll let it go. I will bless it for what it was, that we were on this journey together for this point, but now we are at the fork of the road, and that person is going that way. I'm going this way, and I cannot wait to see what's down the road and around the next curve. I bless them. I give thanks for them for being with me on this journey thus far. but their good lies elsewhere, and may they quick be to it. I am okay that if this job, if I'm about to be fired today, if I am about to be let go today, I am going to choose it as a promotion. I will not be defeated by this. I will take this opportunity and pull together everything that I have learned from working here and being here and put all of that into a positive spin on my resume, because I know what is next is going to be even better. That's what I'm going to do. I know that regardless of the diagnosis, I am not my diagnosis. I won't ask the doctor, what happens to people with this diagnosis? No. Instead, I'm going to ask the doctor, tell me who survived this diagnosis and what did they do, because that's what my life is going to be about. Tell me about the survivors. Tell me about the ones that got over. Tell me how I might transcend this. That is how we make our way through the void. We stand in the void acknowledging where we are. We are alone with spirit. We are alone with this power greater than ourselves. We have to remember that we can tap into it. What am I to see even in this? What am I to know even at a time like this? What is mine to be, do, and have? That void is a blessing. That void is that moment of discernment that allows us to be prepared for what's next. That void is when we can take a breath and reassure ourselves we are powerful enough for what is ever next. We are loved enough for whatever's next. We are ready to accept what is ours to be, do, and have, regardless of what is next. That is what it takes to stand in the void. And so we have to look for examples of other heroes, other sheroes, other people who stood in the void and still did the thing, still did it. Think of how many people have not known what was next, but boy, could you admire them for how they faced it. You know, from a humorous point of view, one of the things that I remember, one of the very last interviews that Betty White, the comedian, that ever gave in her life, and at this point, she was 98 some years old. She made her transition of just a few weeks before her 100th birthday, and the reporter asked her, "Are you afraid of death? Are you afraid of what's next?" And she goes, "Oh, no, not at all. In fact, I can't wait to see what comes next. I can't wait to see what comes next." What a metaphor. What a way of looking for us to adopt in our lives, that whenever we find ourselves standing in that void, to embrace it by saying, I can't wait to see what comes next, because I know it's going to be good. I know it is going to enrich my life. I know it is going to be a part of the tapestry of the fabulous memories that I create for my life. And so my message of inspiration to you today is when you find yourself standing in the void, that you embrace it, that you wear it like a cloak, that you surround yourself with it and say, I'm ready. I am ready for whatever's next because I know there's no place that God is not, and that God stands with me right here, right now, even in this. And if I believe that, if that is the faith from which I drive my life, I know that I will be shown. It will be revealed to me what is mine to do, what is mine to say, what is mine to be, what is mine to bring to my experience of life as I transcend this appearance of a void in my life. The void, the void is just that white space at the bottom of the page before you turn the page to read what's in the next chapter. It's nothing more than that. Embrace it, stand with it, welcome it, give thanks for it, say yes to it, and know that you are not alone in it. Thank you very much. Let's have another song.
I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Thanks, Dawn, Hope, and Kevin. Doing an amazing job. We appreciate you. So, as we move forward, it is time for our, I'm sorry, I always say gracious giving, but that's not what we call it here. But it is time for our giving. So if I can have the ushers for today to come forward. Do I have ushers? I do not have ushers. Can I get 2 volunteers to come forward and do the ushering for us today? Thank you. Come forward. No, 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 no. Don't collect anything yet. Come forward. Come forward. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. So we will read. It says the giving. That's okay. So I tell you what, go ahead and get started with collecting from the back. Things are a little out of order, but that's not a problem. If you start, excuse me? Ah, there it is. Okay. We'll read our prosperity prayer, please, together. It is on the monitor at this time. Today I expect every good thing to come to me, for I know that divine abundance is forever manifesting itself in my affairs. I am keeping my whole mind and thought and expectation open to new experiences, to happier events, to a more complete self-expression. Everything that belongs to spirit, I accept. Everything that partakes of the nature of divine reality, I claim as my own. I identify with success and I prosper in everything I do. As I give thanks for the good now flowing into my life, I gladly share that good with others. The more I give, the more I receive. I experience a deeper consciousness of peace and security, for I know that I am in the embrace of a warm, loving presence. My cup runneth over. I exist in limitless possibilities. And so it is. If you would please start collecting from the back, please. As you give your gift, if you would please come forward and join me up at the front for our peace circle. If you're not here in the center and you want to send a donation, we'd really appreciate that. You can send your donations directly to us here at the center at 117 South Locust Street in Visalia, California, 93291. Or you can go to our website and donate at our page just by clicking the donate button at cslvisalia.org. Come on, bodies, I need you here at the front. Come join me for our peace circle. Thank you so very much. If we please, there's a sign up. Oh, I'll be right here. As you see, there's a sign up. Would please read that. We bless these gifts and give thanks for all the good that they will manifest. And so it is. And just a reminder, I would just like to say, if you're available, please come next week for our annual meeting. We'll be here. We'll be discussing plans, as Donna had mentioned earlier, for our continuing on. We have a leadership circle. I'm sorry. We have a, what is the circle called? No, the circle that we do every week, every month? No, the circle. The listening, we've been doing listening circles, and so we want to discuss the information that we've gathered from those and talk about where we want to go next, okay? So thank you so much for being here. We'll go on now to the peace song. Thank you. What about Reverend Jack? There you go.
So I thank you all for being here as you come together in the circle. I really want to stress what Gwen was saying about joining us next week. Our talk next week, my talk next Sunday, is going to be about our history, about the New Thought movement, about ancient wisdom, and about Dr. Ernest Holmes. I think it's such an appropriate Sunday for us to understand together about from whence we came, how our organization came together as an entity and an organization. So it's a great time to introduce somebody new to this philosophy, to really be grounded in understanding what it is. And we will start with that as our foundation, and then we will come together for the annual meeting as you're standing in the void for what's next. And so hopefully you were inspired by something that was said today to know that by standing in the void is not a scary place to be. It's a place of discernment. It's a place to activate your faith, just as affirming peace on earth is what we are called to do, even as a time like this. So, as our benediction for today, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
Now there is peace on earth. I know it begins with me. Now there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, this is the joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with
We did it.